boys and girls. It's me, Petosky Pete, here again at KAG Studios, where kids achieve greatness every day. In today's lesson, you'll do 3 things. Learn how to use place value and rounding for adding larger numbers. You will understand and apply problem-solving strategies using the 4-step plan, and you will investigate story problems of addition using a reasonable answer strategy. All of this falls under the Common Core standard of 3NBT2, fluently adding and subtracting numbers to 1,000. Wow, boys and girls, you are getting so smart! The first item on today's agenda is to teach you the 4-step plan for solving story problems. Step 1 is to understand the problem. Hey, by the way, so funny! Do you notice that the step looks like the shape of my body, this rock? That's because that's my footprint. Step 2 is to make a plan to solve the problem. Step 3 is to solve the problem, and step 4 is to check your answer to see if it makes sense or if it is reasonable and correct. In today's lesson, our plan for solving the problem will be to estimate, and to do that, we will be rounding numbers to the nearest 10 or 100 to solve our problem. Let's start with our first problem. Mrs. Morrow's class of 3rd graders are going to start a challenge this week to read around Lake Michigan. If pages equal miles, how long will it take to read about 1,000 miles to go around the shores of Lake Michigan? Well, let's take a look at this chart that Johnny did. Johnny read 312 pages in week 1, 287 pages in week 2, 193 pages in week 3, and 241 pages in week 4. Is it reasonable for Johnny to think that he could read 1,000 miles around Lake Michigan in 1 month? The first thing we need to do is understand the problem. To understand the problem, I ask 2 things. First, what do I know? I know that the first week he read 312 pages, the second week 287 pages, the third week 193 pages, the fourth week 241 pages, and I know there are 4 weeks in a month. The next thing I ask is, what do I need to know? I need to know if 1 month is a reasonable amount of time for Johnny to read 1,000 pages or miles around the lake. Step 2 is to make a plan for solving the problem. My plan is to estimate the sum by rounding the number of pages given in the table. Step 3 is to solve the problem. When I estimate by rounding, 312 rounds to 300, 287 rounds to 300, 193 rounds to 200, and 241 rounds to 200. The estimated sum is equal to 1,000. Since the estimated sum of 1,000 is equal to 1,000 pages read in a month, it is reasonable to think that Johnny can read 1,000 miles around the lake in a month. And now step 4, check our work. Does our answer make sense? Yes, our answer makes sense, because the real sum of 1,033 is close to the estimated sum of 1,000. Woohoo! And now, boys and girls, to be sure you are rock solid in your understanding of problem-solving strategies, let's do a quick review. The 4-step plan is to understand the problem, make a plan, solve the problem, and check your work. And today's strategy for solving addition problems with large numbers is to estimate by rounding. Great job, friends! And now to finish up this video lesson, your job is to write in your math journal one thing you learned or observed and one question you still have. Woohoo, kids! You are achieving greatness indeed!